Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson at the Design Conference in San Francisco. I'm here with Suzanne Pelican. Suzanne, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
I'm doing very well. So you're a design fellow at Intuit. And Intuit, I understand consumer product orientation, but design, what is your role with design?
Yeah, so my role for design used to be to actually ship products at the company, but for the last like 9-10 years of the company, I've been designing design, which is something that you've heard some of your morning keynotes talk about, which is how do we create a culture of design at the company so that we can have, another 30 years in our legacy. We've created TurboTax and QuickBooks and Quicken and Mint, and we want to have another 30 years of design excellence and products that solve real customer problems. And so design is key to that. And I'm trying to create a culture where we can thrive.
And so you guys consider yourself a design-driven company now?
Absolutely.
Can you unpack that a little bit and tell us what the principles are that make you that?
Yeah, so design-driven at the company does not mean that we are driven by designers. It means that we're relentlessly focused on the end user experience for those that we serve. And we serve lots of different customers out in the world. And so being design-driven is like the ultimate focus on the most wonderful and delightful experience that we can possibly give to our customers. And so to get there, it's taken a long time because we were traditionally a technology company and we were thinking that we were easy, but we sort of lost our ground there. And so it was a matter of how do we gain back credibility of designing solutions that really fit the needs of our customers. So being design driven has been a huge part of sort of turning the corner for the history of our company.
And this is also shaping your future. So it's
Absolutely.
Where you have come from, but it's also focusing you guys on how to go forward with different design principles. And what are your three major objectives as a design group?
Yeah, so I would say that the three major, so we sort of have, I kind of think about it in three parts. We were always a very customer-centered company. Our roots were in really identifying customer problems 30 years ago and designing products around that versus identifying a technology and then finding a market for that technology. So if that was sort of act one, then sort of act two was how do we create a culture where design thinking thrives? How do we create a culture of innovation versus a center of innovation? So design thinking has played a really huge role in that, and we built that capability in all 8,000 employees over the last 7 years.
I was just going to ask, so this is design thinking is spread across everyone, not
everyone
located in a center.
Correct. Yeah. And that is, I think, a huge difference in the way that we think about design in the company and as we think about innovation of the company. We create a culture of innovation versus a center of innovation. And that has been about 7 years in the making, and one of the primary things that we needed to do was build the capability of design thinking in all employees. So if I am in finance and I'm trying to innovate on how I can read out our numbers to our leaders, like I use design thinking to do that, or if I'm in HR, or if I'm a designer shipping shipping products to our customers. So phase two of our life has been like creating sort of the container by which design can thrive, and then designers as craftspeople can thrive within that container. Phase three is what we're embarking on right now, which is how do we actually focus all that effort and design and deliver amazing experiences now with the landscape shifting so dramatically for our company, right? So we're going from a desktop company to a cloud company. We're going from unit sales to subscriptions. We're going from, online to mobile, right? Massive changes in the user experience. So how do we set up our entire employee base to actually generate and create the best experiences for our customers? And that's phase three. Phase three right now is comprised of design reporting into brand. It's about thinking about insights and centralizing that differently. It's about re-architecting the whole front-end code stack, right? So that we can really unleash the designers. So a lot of work is being done there.
So of these different three phases and over 9 years to get to this point, what do you think is your most valuable lesson you've learned in the design space?
I think that, early on, there's a couple, but probably the most valuable is that the only way that you can unleash design and the capability of a design is if you create the container for it, right?
The container, the environment.
The environment for it. So I think that, early in my career, I was like, I'm a great designer, I have great craft, I can do whatever I want. And then you're just disempowered like over and over again, whether it's the technology, whether it's the leadership, whether it's the strategy, whether it's the tools, whether it's who you're working with. And so the only way that any person of craft can do a really excellent job is to ensure that you're sitting in the environment. So the most important lesson I think over the 9 years is like the amount of energy and effort that has to go into creating that ripe environment where innovation and great design can really thrive.
Okay, so it's been a 9-year journey for you. Let's take that 9-year journey to a 10-year journey. What would you like to accomplish in the next year with your design group? The whole culture of design.
Yeah, so this seems very, very tactical, but I think it's so important because it's in these tactical changes that we start to see change happen. So right now we've had a design system. Most companies have design systems, right, that enable designers and engineers to build cohesive experiences. Our design system has been a veneer level system for the last 3 or 4 years that we've had it. And what we really want to do in this next year is to kind of go from a veneer to full stack design system.
Okay.
And what that means is that we re-architect the front end. We put code behind all of our patterns. We re-taxonomize like all of our components. We actually ship it to third-party developers. And then when we do that, sort of we can hopefully unleash sort of the ability to drive cohesive experiences across the entire Intuit ecosystem. So that's what I'm trying to do this year.
That's an audacious goal. That's
good. Audacious,
yeah.
But the time is ripe, and it's taken, frankly, we've known that we needed to create that design system 9 years ago, but there was no way that we would have been able to do it then. It's taken all these steps to sort of get our leadership, our technology, our organization in a place where we're ready to do something like that. So it's super exciting.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to that journey and participating with you. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.